So you want to take amazing pictures, but you don't know where to start. Then this video is for you. Please watch it until the end so you don't waste any of your money. The first question is, should you use your iPhone or buy a camera? I think it's all about how much you want to commit to photography. If you want to take it seriously, you won't take your iPhone, you will take a professional camera. The iPhone is great for everyday pictures and stuff like that, but also here I would recommend this. Even if I just took family moments or anything like that, I would choose a professional dedicated camera for capturing those valuable moments for yourself for the future. Because the iPhone is just not there. I know many of you think, yeah, but I took this and that picture and they look pretty good. Yeah, I'm sure it will look 100 times better with something like this. It takes more commitment to use something like this. So you always want to carry a camera. I, for myself, don't carry this camera everywhere, but I carry my Leica camera everywhere I go. This is my everyday carry. So this is a Leica M240 and it's amazing. It's a rangefinder camera. So a little bit different, a little bit old school, a little bit slower, but this is my camera which I take everywhere. I know you want a camera which can do it all. So I started with something like this. The older camera from this, the Canon 5D Mark III, was my second camera, and it's a full frame DSLR camera from Canon, and it's a great choice if you want to start photography. So which camera should you get? The much more important question is, which lenses do you want to use? Because the lenses you use determine which camera you should buy. I always recommend Canon glass because it's cheaper than Sony glass or any other manufacturer. And there are also more third-party options for Canon glass. So the EF mount, which Canon uses, is very versatile. You can adapt many cameras to the EF mount, and for that reason they are also cheaper. They have a 50mm f1.8 lens for 120 euros, which is very, very cheap, because all the other lenses I have right here are 1,000 euros or more. So lenses hold their value typically very well compared to cameras. That's simply because technically they don't change that much. Some of these lenses are 20 or 30 years old when they were released. Lenses are long-term investment. Choose your camera system based on which lenses you want to use, not the other way around, because you can't use Canon lenses on a Nikon camera or a Fuji camera. They won't work that well. I think you can adapt some lenses, but the autofocus won't work or the image stabilization won't work, so I would not recommend it. If you choose a camera, you should always look at what lenses do you want to use. What kind of photography do you want to do? Would you like to do portrait photography? Then you would buy something like this, a 50mm f1.2. This is the most expensive one you get from Canon, but there is a cheaper option, a 50mm f1.8, which only costs 120 euros. If you want to get started with photography and you want the cheapest way in with the best quality, I would recommend a 5D Mark III with the 50mm f1.8 lens. It's great for portrait photography, lifestyle photography, street photography. You can do all these things with this 120 euro lens new. So I would buy the 50mm f1.8 new and the Canon 5D Mark III used for 400 or 500 euros. Check it before you buy it. Just try to turn it on and take a few pictures, see if everything works. These cameras are built like tanks, so I once fell on a rock and I smashed the camera against the rock and it had nothing. So basically a small cut was on the camera frame, but they are built so strong. They don't have any issues I know of, and I used mine for 8 years, I think, and I still have it, my 5D Mark III, and I still love it. Another thing is the 5D Mark III and also Mark IV, if you want to have a newer version of it, are DSLR camera. I prefer them because they have a mirror in it and you see the picture through the mirror, which I like more than the digital viewfinders where you just look at a display. I don't like that very much. Another benefit of the 5D Mark III is the amazing display on the back. The images look great straight out of camera. I bought my 5D Mark III over 10 years ago, I think, and I started landscape photography with this 16 to 35mm lens, and it's just amazing. I fell in love with photography with this camera. My experience is that the newer cameras are a little bit more complicated, not as straightforward as a 5D Mark III was. And you should not forget that the 5D Mark III is a professional camera. Global campaigns got shot on 5D Mark IIIs. It's an amazing camera still until today, and I love the image quality. I love the raw files that get out of the camera. So I highly recommend the 5D Mark III for anybody who just wants to get started with photography and wants to get better with photography.